Am I giving you ninth grade, not very dedicated Spanish teacher vibes because all of the walls are bare? Hello everyone, it's Kendall here. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're not new around here, what is up, home skillet biscuit? And you see my elbows? How they're like on something? Yeah, this is my new office table chair thing set up. It's great. Quick check-in, how are you guys doing? I'm doing pretty okay. I'm pretty good actually. The moving process has been quite stressful, but also really creatively stimulating, even though you can't tell by how bare my wall is. Probably gonna be it's the first thing that you see when you walk into my office is this little setup I have right here. I don't really want to show it yet because it's not nice. It's not nice looking. It's not aesthetically pleasing yet. But I have this big backdrop back here, right? Or I have my wall. It's not a backdrop. And you know, I've considered putting up like the backdrop and the different color lights, be a real beauty guru, like actually sell it. But honestly, I hate the idea that this room would only be pretty to you guys. Like backdrops look so freaking ugly in a space, and I'm not gonna sit there and like bring it up and take it down and bring it up and take it down every time I'm trying to film, so that's like just not gonna happen. So what I want is to put something that's like, dare I say, signature in the background. I want to paint, not the walls. I want a painting. I want a giant, obnoxious, where did you even find a canvas that big painting to go in this entire free space over here. I think it would be really fun to film that process too if I end up painting something. I'm like 80% sure I'm gonna paint something. I kind of want to paint everything. Like any painting in this house, I want it to be my painting, but also I know I'm lazy. Well, I have time. I'm not going anywhere. Is my lighting okay? I'm actually using my vanity and it's not at its brightest. Should I bring it up more? Did that help or make it worse? Anyway, flexing my creative muscles and my actual muscles because I've been building the furniture. That vanity behind you. I really shouldn't have made it by myself. I should have had someone here with me because there were parts where I could have died. If you're curious about the vanity, this isn't sponsored. Bitch, I wish. It's the Impressions vanity. 5-drawer and a tabletop and a mirror. So like how it works is like you have to build each drawer and then you have to build the cabinet. You have to make everything. And I didn't have like an electric screwdriver, so I'm just like giving myself carpal tunnel, just. And then at the end, that mirror that's on top, I'll show it to you in like B-roll or something. That mirror is hot ass like 65 pounds. So I'm just like deadlifting this giant mirror by myself. And you put it up and you have to screw drive it under, right? So I'm like under the desk hoping I don't die because no one's holding that mirror. And if it falls, I'm gonna have some injuries. But it's fine. God kept me. Yes. Hallelujah. Amen. Oh my God, I've been watching so much The Parkers. I don't know what the sudden desire to watch The Parkers came from, but people be uploading it on YouTube. So I was just watching all of the episodes of The Parkers. It's still funny. Don't get me wrong. It's still hilarious. But some things I'm like, okay. If you've never seen The Parkers, it is a sitcom from the late 90s into the early 2000s, and it's basically centered around a woman in her 30s, a mother in her 30s or 40s, early 40s, I don't remember, and her daughter, and they both end up going to college at the same time, to the same college, right? And like the mom is super obsessed with this one professor. Like she's crazy. She's I mean, it's supposed to be like funny, so she's like very over the top, and I highly doubt anyone's gonna watch it and be like, I want that type of love. Like it's very different from like romanticizing like toxic relationship traits. She's just super extra to be funny. She loves this professor or whatever, and she's crazy about him. And what they do is they have this arc where she meets another guy and she's like, I'm giving up on the professor. He don't return my affection and blah, blah, blah. And of course, like a man, the professor is like, well, I love you now because you don't love me. It's like, what the hell? And it was funny because it seems like everybody was on the same wavelength at the same time, because I was watching that exact episode and somebody shared it on Twitter at the exact same time. Also in that same like milieu, black sitcoms from the early 2000s, I was also watching Girlfriends. Oh my God, Girlfriends is so good, and really before its time. If you've never seen Girlfriends, it's the story of 4 Black women. One is a lawyer, one is a realtor, one is like works in the office. She's the secretary for the lawyer. My nose is going to be interesting. And one is kind of just a drifter. She's just an artist and she just goes with the flow. I remember watching that show when I was like 5 and I didn't get any of the references to like what an orgasm is. It was funny because my mom was like, I don't think you should be watching this. And I was like, why? And then she realized I didn't get any of the references anyway. So what difference does it make? It's like black, basic cable, Sex in the City. If you've never seen it. It's funny. It's really good. Actual Sex in the City was not interesting. I don't understand how y'all like that show so much. I remember watching it, trying to get through it, and I was like, God, this is horrible. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of the Parkers. Yesterday, my best friend came over, and he was telling me about a show called Love After Lockup. Girl, you say a mess. It's a reality show about people who have been dating inmates while they were actively in prison. And then they come out of prison and now they want to spend their lives together. And it's just so funny. I don't ever want to get so delusional that sounds like a good idea to like meet a person while they're in prison. One of the guys kind of hot though. I'm only watching the first season. I don't know if there's like how many seasons there are, but I'm watching the first season. And there's this guy, he gets out of prison. He's been in prison since he was like 17 and he gets out when he's like 24. He's been dating quote unquote this girl for 4 years and he gets out and that girl is crazy. And I feel like if you've been dating an inmate, you need to understand that when they get out, they deserve their freedom. They've served their time or whatever. And she's like, I don't want you going anywhere. I don't want you seeing your friends. I don't want you, because I liked when you were in prison because I knew you couldn't go anywhere. I'm like, hold up. And she's like, I want a 1-carat diamond and I want a specific ring and I want him to, you know, propose to me within 2 weeks of him getting out of jail. This girl is crazy. He just got out. She putting like a tracker on his phone. Why did y'all date in the first place if you got to do all that? I don't know if it's just because I'm lazy, but I could never see myself doing all that. If I felt at any point this person was making me that insecure, regardless of if it was because of something they did or something they didn't do or whatever, I still would probably just end it because there's some stuff I need to work out with me first. There's a lot that needs to be covered in my neck of the woods. Oh, I think it was the first episode. There's this Mormon woman, black Mormon lady who lives in like Utah or something. She's dating an inmate who has been in jail for like hot ass almost 20 years or something. She wants to tell like her other Mormon housewife friends or whatever that the guy that she's dating, my freaking heater just turned on. You stay off every time, but when I'm filming, you're like, yep, now's the time. She's like, I need to tell my Mormon, constituency that I'm getting married and that I'm getting married to someone who's in jail for armed robbery or something like that. And girl, I hope I can find the clip. There's one of her friends is this like vastly inappropriate and incredibly offensive white woman, and it's like so racist that you don't even know how to respond. You can't even like respond in anger. You're just like, like they do her little like interview and she's like, yeah, me and I don't know what the lady's name is, let's say Sarah, me and Sarah have been friends for so long. She's like, I just really wanted a black friend. I'm like, oh my god. We were sitting there, glass of wine in hand, like wait,
so is this the ring he got you from the penny candy machine prison? I'm sorry, I'll totally be good.
I was screaming. It was so awful. It was so awful and inappropriate. And I felt bad for the lady. I have met people like her though. The ones that are just like have no filter. There's this one guy that comes to mind in particular. I hope he's, never mind, let me shut up. I was about to say something really rude and inappropriate. When I would be about to explode on him, they'd be like, no, it's fine. Like, he doesn't know any better. His ignorance is the problem. Not that he's whatever, racist or sexist or homophobic or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, does it matter? Does it matter? Like, I don't know about you, but I don't have the patience to sit there and educate every single person. I will only sit there and try to educate people that seem to be open to learning something. I'm not saying everyone is super woke all the time and always has the best knowledge of whatever. I'm just saying I'm not about to sit there and waste my time with someone who's obviously not ignorant just by itself, but also ignorant and malicious. So like this chick, she's like, I'm sorry. I knew that was offensive. And it's like, but you don't care though. There's a difference between like saying something and being like, oh wow, I shouldn't have said that. But then also it's like, oh my God, I thought that was funny, so that's why I said it. And now I'm gonna say, I'm sorry. The environment that has been created around her where she can just say whatever and people will be like, oh, she's just very naive, you know? Like, no. There's this one guy who like found her through like a prison website. Did you know they have dating sites for prisoners? I learned so much. He found her on a website for inmates, right? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, how did you even get here? Like, a person doesn't just walk into inmate chat room dating, you know? Was that a fantasy? Like, you wanted to date someone in prison? And I think his parents are like police officers, or like people in his family are police officers. Was this like a fantasy of yours, like dating an inmate? Thank you, by the way, to all the people that have been enjoying Bat Movies in a Beat. I gotta say, it is honestly the highlight of my day. Like, it really is. Bat Movies in a Beat is like such a labor of love for me. Significantly more arduous than just like, say, sitting here and doing my makeup, right? There's some research involved. In many ways, some script work involved. It takes time is what I'm trying to say. Like, it takes a lot of time. But I love Bat Movies in a Beat. I love doing it. I love reading your comments on it. I love the videos. Like, I'll just sit there and put them on and be like, hey, I was funny there. That was funny. It's been so cool to like see the conversations that arise from, you know, watching these movies. Like last week, if you didn't see last Saturday's video, we were talking about the kissing booth. And what was really interesting is that I had so many people, how they didn't notice these tropes in movies until I kind of brought it up, and how they had gotten into less than ideal romantic situations with people, with guys in particular. Oh my God, do you hear my stomach? It's like, screw you. But yeah, they've gotten in situations with guys that have been less than ideal, often manipulative, you know, in many cases abusive. One of the things that kind of made this seem romantic to them before they actually got into one of those situations was media. Heal a broken man with your love. And in an effort to do that, they ended up putting themselves in danger. I know some people are kind of like, Kendall, they're just movies, chill out. But the reason why I'm so passionate about that particular idea, Kendall was one of the people that really liked that type of media. I was really into it. Ooh. Are we gonna out me like this? Are we gonna talk about this part of my personality that I had? Okay, let's talk about it. I can't read everybody else and I read myself. Here we go. I want to say in the midst of my preteen angst, I was in my super emo phase. I was enamored with the idea of guys being heartbroken by the death of a female character. Like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I've talked about this before. I was really into fan fiction, and I would read a lot of Inuyasha fan fiction, Moroku Sango fan fiction particularly, and I thought it was so satisfying, the idea that oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I'm like shaking. If you don't know the story of Moroku Sango, basically he's a hoe, awful, and he screws everything that moves. She's like the girl that's supposed to make him give up all his ways. He wants to spend the rest of his life with her, right? But in like a fan fiction, they'll have it like she dies in some way, in a car accident, or she kills herself, or she's on the brink of death and he just loses his mind. And it's like, oh my God, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done these things. Oh my God, what am I going to do without you? Like that. I don't know why. Kendall loved that. Baby Kendall was into that. I was really into that one movie. What was it called? House of Flying Daggers. It's a good movie though, but I'm curious how I would feel about it as an adult. It's during that like time of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, House of Flying Daggers, Hero, you know, those type Asian kind of art, martial art films. Those were really dope. I need to rent some of those tonight. I might rent House of Flying Daggers tonight. Oh, I don't want to ruin the movie for you, but she dies. So I loved that movie. Like, I loved that movie because I was like, look at him. He's so broke. And then as an adult, I hear people say in real life, yeah, so-and-so threatened to kill themselves if I left them. And I'm like, that's crazy. What? And then I was like, well, Kendall, remember when you thought of that as like a fantasy? Like when you were 12? Some people their fantasies don't leave. Oh no. Like, not in real life, man. I can't even watch romantic stuff with my mom because she's still very much so a romantic at heart, and I just sit there and tear everything apart. I'm like, that don't make sense. One show she had me watching wasn't bad though. I forget what it's called, like Modern Love Story. It was actually really good. I think it's on Prime Video. Like, each episode is a modern love story, like, that has its own particular problems in the modern world. And I only saw one. It was one with Anne Hathaway, and she was playing a lady that's like in the dating scene after being diagnosed with bipolar disorder. My mom didn't really tell me what it was about when we were going in. I was watching it and I was like, wow, this is really actually really well made, and like how they bring up the topic and even how they handle it, it was so beautifully made. It was really nice. I think I might have cried. It was really good. Damn it, that one song from TikTok is stuck in my head. The one that's like, I'm all yours, and if you that song is stuck in my head. Apparently it's like a slowed down version of a different song. So I found it on Spotify, but it wasn't the slowed down version. I was like, oh no, this doesn't hit the same. But yes, Christmas is swiftly approaching, and then New Year's. I really want to do something for New Year's. I might go back and visit Faye again. For, was it Halloween? I went to visit Faye. It was a very enlightening experience, let me just say. I realized something in that I have tendencies that I didn't really know I had until I had like a different friend group point it out. My stomach, shut up. Hold on, let me get hummus so I can feed my belly. I was hanging out with a different friend group who notices different aspects of my personality than, say, people that I see in any other context. Apparently, according to Faye and Whitney, I have what is so cutely referred to as fox tendencies. It's just a cute little way to say, apparently I'm a flirt. Now, I was very against this idea. I was like, no, and I still am. Don't get me wrong, I still am, because I feel like to be a flirt, you need to know that you're a flirt. I, however, am a person that just doesn't really have a whole lot of filters because nothing I'm thinking up here, I'm against just saying, usually. But I think the reason they think I'm a flirt is because I was being more talkative with guys than I usually am, but that's not because I'm a flirt. It's because I don't usually want people. There was a lot of people that were possible contenders that night. I was like, oh, is this what it's like? I don't know what's going on in Faye's area, but every dude is 6'3" over there. Oh, what's that all about? Everyone's tall as hell. Everyone looks like they play football for everyone. They don't have a particular team. They just being scouted by the world. And it got me questioning, is it that I'm not a flirt, or is just I don't have anything to flirt with? So when I did have the smorgasbord of people that I might actually be interested in, I had no problem just talking to people. Again, I don't think that's flirting, because I feel like flirting, again, is with an intention. Mine isn't really with an intention. It's just because I have no filter, especially when I'm inebriated. Inebriated Kendall just says what's on her mind. So if you're attractive, I'm going to tell you that as if you're not aware. I'm going to be like, hey, your face, I like that. Congratulations on that. Which is a thought that I would have anyway. But now I feel like I have to tell you. It's the same thing when you like someone's skirt or something. You're like, I want to tell her, that's a nice skirt. I like that skirt you're wearing. And then she's like, thank you. And I'm like, you're welcome. And then now you're best friends. That's kind of how I feel about complimenting men on their faces. It's like, oh my God, I like the face you came in with. I say all that to say I like the city, and I will be back. I was also made aware I have a tendency to never talk to people again after kissing their faces, which I knew. They were like, Kendall, you just not going, nope. Nope. And then, I was sitting there thinking about the whole flirting thing, and I was like, if this is what y'all think is flirting, that explains a lot of interactions I've had with men. Y'all have heard my story times. Something weird has happened to me, and I don't know how we got here. A lot of times I didn't know what was happening. What did you read in me that said, yeah, this is that? Yeah, to me, I'm just having conversation, honestly. It's funny because my mom called me the next day. She was like, are you having fun? I'm like, yeah, I'm having fun. You're not making out with anybody over there. Goodbye, Mom. Hang up the phone. She calls me back. She's like, God, is it everywhere? Let me tell you the sequence of events of me on outings, all right? Chilling with friends, dancing to the music. People don't like to dance. What y'all go to places that play music for if you don't like to dance? I dance. Not very well, but I shake a little something. There's probably a guy nearby who's like, wow, she seems like she's enjoying herself without me. Let's fix that. Bada boom, bada bing, there's someone in my face. And that's the story of my life. On a few occasions, I've met eye contact with people. I've done it like I was looking at them, but the problem is I've never been able to do that with intention. The reason I was looking at you was because I was thinking about something. I don't think ever have I looked at a person and been like, yeah, I want him. Oh. I have looked at people and been like, can I guess where you're from just by staring at you? But you don't know that's what I'm thinking. Ba boom, ba bing. Next thing I know, I got someone tickling my knees and spitting a rum and coke in my mouth. I will never forget that. Story for a different day. What the is that? What is that? Where's the hairspray? Oh my god. That's a fucking roach. I'm moving out. No, it's not. It's a beetle. Okay. Die. You. Die. Okay, that's all for today, folks. If you have fun chilling with me, I appreciate that. I have hummus in my teeth. That's cute. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. That feels weird. I'm not going to plug the TikTok audibly. It just feels wrong. All of which are KennieJD. And I'll see you next time. Bye.